Bitcoin is an ideology that spawned a protocol that created an asset that circulates on a network. The ideology is sovereignty, sound money, freedom and property rights, right? Dignity of the human spirit, ownership of your life force, economic sovereignty and immortality. That's the ideology of Bitcoin. And Satoshi gave us that.
Altcoins come and go, narratives change, but Bitcoin is the truth. The hardest money the world has ever seen. I thought about it, long and hard, pros, the cons, dug deep, questioned everything. And at the end of the day, you've got to make up your own damn mind. I have conviction. This is freedom. I'm a Bitcoin maxi. This is freedom. I'm a Bitcoin maxi.
All right, legends, let's do some technical analysis here on the price of Bitcoin. Let me share with you what happened today. Whew, not an easy range or not an easy fall to trade here to the downside, but you know, that is why we have risk management. And thank goodness there's such thing as a damn stop loss. Thank goodness, because I would have burned my account if I did not have stop losses throughout my trading journey. Legends, welcome to the live stream. Remember to smash up that like button on your way in. Today I'm going to take it a little bit more chilled. Okay, yesterday's live stream was like aggressive, punching forward, showing the scenarios, hardly looking at the comments and just done. Right, so let's take it a little bit more chilled. I see there's a couple of questions inside the comment section from Simon. I'm going to go through that as well. And some very good questions, by the way, very good questions. By the way, before I forget, Simon, let me flag those two little comments or questions that you asked so that I can get to it and not forget about it. Okay, right. Let's go, legends. Before I dive into the comments, let's do a little bit of technical analysis here on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so what a dump, right, legends? But I must say, and this is a comment that I wrote inside of the pro community as well. When I see this, okay, it's usually the end of something and the start of something new. Usually, historically speaking, when you see those massive volume spikes, either from a green perspective or a red, in my case, purple perspective, it usually signifies the end of something and the start of something new. Okay, so there's a chance, okay, that price could still chop a little bit over here. Maybe it takes the low a couple, but there's a chance that we could get a little bit of a relief rally over here. But this is going to give me the information whether I should be longing to go and claim the high again, or whether we are going to continue the damn correction, the range that we are in. Just going down and up and down and up. We can definitely still continue the range over here. Okay, so now the question is, yesterday in the Legends Pro community, this little structure here to the upside, guys, I must be honest, okay? This little structure here to the upside was not an easy structure, especially from an impulsive perspective. And then this little leg, holy crap. Okay, I posted a video update as well and explaining, you know, the scenarios, the fourth wave, tapping, the invalidation, going into wave number one. But basically, guys, what it boils down to is that, you know, the main count that I've always been looking at is to tell everyone, well, this to me, if it is an impulsive structure, this is the best way that I can count an impulsive structure. And what you can definitely have is an A, B flat, C to the downside. And this is something that I highlighted inside of the Legends Pro community to say that, well, you can have a B flat that takes the high. B is allowed to do that. And what was interesting about the B flat is that this was a very complicated structure here to the upside. So guys, and I think this is what creates the confusion. If you put 5 over there and you put 3 over here and you put 4 over there, okay, let's take the ABC out. You know, I told everyone it's not a pretty impulsive structure, which tells me that the impulse came to an end over here if it is an impulse. Okay, so let me just undo all of this. Okay, let's put it back. So, easy FIB retracement target is you take your FIB from the high of 5 to the low of A. You drag it across, and then you go and double check. Well, did the B reject where it was supposed to reject? Yes, it did, to perfection. Okay, B flat target, guys. B flat targets, right? 1.382, 1.236. That is where we got the rejection. During many of the live streams, I did say, guys, okay, there's a chance that we're going to reject from the highs. Okay, and when price started falling this morning here to the downside, someone asked me, Dewald, do you think we're going to get a larger correction? And I said, well, the fact that we got acceptance back below this high is not a good sign. Okay, when we were trading right over there. Okay, the one thing I did not expect, but I mean C waves has a tendency to do that. The one thing that I did not expect, if I go here onto the 15-minute time frame, is for the fall to have been so damn aggressive. Okay, I wanted to see a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a nice little wavy five waves. My trading plan was to long over here, okay, play this to the upside, then short, play this to the downside, then long, play this to the upside, then short. That was my trading plan. I wanted to see a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the first long that I got stopped out of was this one. There was I don't know if I deleted it. Oh, it's still there, guys. This is a swing failure pattern, classic swing failure pattern, right? This is where I jumped in. I think I jumped in over here. Can't remember exactly the entry. Protected my position. Got stopped out at break even. Shared my trade inside of the Legends Pro community because, guys, it's not just about winning. The best traders in the world get stopped out. It's part of the game. You have to get used to it. It's about how little you lose when you do get when you are wrong. okay, and how much you make when you are right. That's what makes you profitable. Your job as a trader is to protect your goddamn cash, okay? How well can you lose? So, got stopped out. Can't remember exactly, guys. Can't remember exactly, but I think I actually caught the... Oh, actually, yes, this is what happened. I played the swing failure pattern from this low. This is where I got my entry. Right over there. Tight little stop loss. Price moved up. I protected my position. Got stopped out. My TP area was a little bit slightly higher over there, so it missed my TP1 area. Got stopped out of at break even. Didn't lose any money. Okay, then the second attempt. Okay, I need to explain this to you guys so that you know the thinking process. Because there was nothing wrong with the technical analysis, but it's about having your risk management in place when you are wrong. So the second scenario, and I know the pro members are watching this live stream, they know exactly what happened. Okay, well, I said, well, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I told the legends, I don't know if 5 is finished, okay? Maybe it's going to tap this naked point of control that we have over here, but I am ready for this naked point of control. What happened? Beautiful swing failure pattern, okay? Stunning swing failure pattern from the naked point of control. I got in. Price moved up. I protected my position. What happened? Bam, got stopped out again. But can you guys see how good the risk management is? Okay, I might get my technical analysis wrong, but I can tell you guys now, I don't burn my accounts. Okay, right? When I'm wrong, it's about how little I can lose. And then all hell broke loose, and we had this massive dump here to the downside. And this is why I said, thank God for stop losses. Okay, because I know I used to do this in the beginning when I was learning how to trade, and I'm sure there's some of you that still do this today. But you're so overconfident in your technical analysis, and this is what sometimes happens. It has to turn around. I can see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 3 had more volume, 5 has less volume. Okay, it looks absolutely fantastic, and you're like, it taps it, you enter, right? And then you're like, what if it makes one more low? What if it makes one more low? What if it does this and then it moves up? I'm just going to not put the stop loss in. Maybe I'm going to put a limit order over there, okay? And maybe another limit order just a little bit further down, okay? And then if price goes there and I get kicked in my limit orders and I see all hell breaks loose, then I will exit my position, whatever the case might be. Guys, that is a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe. I cannot tell you guys how many times people burn their accounts by doing this. Okay, you have to plan your trade, you have to protect your position, and do not move your stop loss, and please do put a stop loss in place. So stopped out of 2 trades today, but I didn't lose cash. Okay, now I'm in another small little trade. Okay, because if you switch on your daily levels, right? Okay, I saw the SFP at the daily level. I was like, no, man, it has to bounce somewhere, right? Got the dip below, got the acceptance back above, I entered. Where does my stop loss go? When I initially enter a trade, my stop loss goes below the low. Okay, so I entered in this zone, right? And then price is now, it's not really getting the momentum. So if I take this knock, I will lose cash today, but it's a small position. Okay, if it and it's that conundrum, guys. If it rallies, you're like, crap, I should have gone in heavier. If it falls down below, thank goodness I only risked a little bit. Okay, it's one of those conundrums. But for me, it's about winning or losing the trade. It's not about the money. Money is the result of winning or losing the trades. Okay, so still in one more trade. I played the daily level over there, but there was a better level to have taken the trade. Definitely a much better level. And right now the question is, are we going to find support, okay, and get a little bit of a relief rally here to the upside, or are we going to claim the low again and get acceptance back above? Just keep an eye. We still have another daily level at $116,000, 422. Okay, so if it gets aggressive here to the downside, I will definitely be interested, like I did over here, like I did over here, like I did over here. I will keep on trying, okay? Right, so now can we get the bounce? The one thing that concerns me, and I mean, it's not to say that it can't bounce, okay, definitely a chance for it to bounce. I am still in this trade, right? My stop loss is still here glued to the low, right? There's still a chance for a bounce, but I am very aware of the fact that it could do this, right? Gets acceptance back above the low, okay? That's where I sniper. That's where I put my stop loss. If price moves in my favor, I protect position. It's what I do, right? Okay, so that is basically the trading plan, guys. And these are the trades that I'm in right now. Also, something that I want to point out is, let me take all of this out the way. Okay, also something very interesting. Let me clean up the levels over here. Remember to smash up that like button. Okay, also a CME gap lower. Yes, I know there's a CME gap lower, around about $116,000. I'm not a big fan of CME gaps, specifically on crypto. Okay, in the stock markets, yes, bring it on. CME gaps can be traded. There's strategies designed around CME gaps. There has been CME gaps for the last 100 years inside of stock markets. CME gaps, it's not really a thing inside of crypto, and there's a lot of CME gaps on Bitcoin that's never been filled. Okay, my theory is they get accidentally filled because Bitcoin is in a range and then it fills the gaps inside the range, but when it starts trending, it doesn't fill the gaps. Right, but I always have other technical levels that aligns with the gaps regardless. Okay, so now, yeah. So let's go back here onto the 1 hour time frame. Also, something interesting that I want to point out is that if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's just look at it as from an impulsive perspective, and this is your A, B, C. Well, whoever picked up that trend-based FIB, congratulations, because you will see where price bounced. You take your FIB from the high to the low to the high, you reverse it to the downside. Okay, on the Binance perpetual chart that I used to do my technical analysis, we did tap the 1.618 to perfection. Ding, to perfection. Okay, we got the bounce. And this, ladies and gentlemen, if B, okay, this is a C wave target. After you have a B flat, this is your C flat target to perfection. Does it mean that it doesn't have to take the low? Yes, it can still make that double bottom, stop all the early longs out, okay, and then continue momentum, but it just needs to hold the level, okay. Also, based on CVD, people are longing like crazy at the moment, especially here on Bybit. Do you guys see this? Okay. I'm still in that long trade, guys, but you know, it just has to be said. I mean, look at this, lower highs, and look at this, okay? People on Bybit, USD, are very, very interested in longs here at the moment. So it would be nice for price to just sweep up the lows, because you stop all of these people out. You just stop them out and you continue. Okay, loads of longs entering over here, massive longs at the moment entering over here. So it would be nice for the market makers to say, okay, stop them out, let's continue. Right. So just something to pay attention to. And you know, we do still have that daily level to the downside, and also like you guys have pointed out, we do have that CME gap. I think that CME gap is around about, if I had to guess, I can go and look at it, but if I had to guess, I would say it's around about this zone over here is the CME gap. Okay, about this zone over here. C wave targets, something that I have to point out as well. C wave targets can hit the 2 extension. I have seen it many times. It often bounces on the 1.618 and it gets the rally. Okay, or it bounces the first bounce, it consolidates, and it taps the 2 extension. And you basically have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it goes back to the upside. So pay attention to this 2 extension here as well at $115,000, 783, taking your FIB from the high to the low to the high. Okay, now I want to talk about a little bit about structure, because Simon here in the chat asked very good questions. Okay, So something that I want to explain, let me just go back to Simon's question. Simon asked, hi Dewald, can you show me where you did the FIP pool from? Okay, so I think you're referring here to the local structure, because I did have a flat target here to the bottom as well. I was just trying to figure out, well, if this is not a 5-wave, oops, where's my pen? If this is not a 5-wave structure, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's going to continue to the downside, I just wanted to figure out, well, where's the targets? Because, you know, when price moves to the downside, you need to have your plan ready to the downside. I think this is the trend-based FIP that I used. Okay, so Simon, I think this is the question that you asked. I basically took a FIP from the high to the low to the high. Okay, and you can see we did bounce inside the box. Okay, it's not a pretty FIP pool. I like the ABC one more, and that 2 extension to the downside, but I will definitely be paying attention to the 1.618. If we do take the lows, okay, it's always great just to pay attention to what happens at that line. Do you get the reaction that you would like to see? Because you could wait for price to get acceptance back above the low before you take the trade, or you could be an aggressive sniper. Okay, like I usually like to trade is when I see this, I enter. And by the time it gets acceptance back above, I can already protect my position. So there's pros and cons to each way that you like to trade. So that is where I did that FIP pool from. And then the other question, you know, please explain, after watching Andy's live stream, he seems quite bullish. Can you explain a bit more about that, please? So we had a possible 5-wave, 7 waves, and this ABC doesn't like, okay, cool. So basically the question is around 7 waves, 5 waves, 11 waves, 9 waves. Okay, and it's all got to do with motive waves versus corrective waves. So let me try and explain it like this quickly, guys, because as always, I love to educate here on the channel. Okay, really love to educate. Dachi, welcome in the house. Mr. Pac-Man, I appreciate the mods being here, smashing up the like button. Elizabeth, welcome to the live stream. Mark Dutch, Pac-Man, that's some crazy CVD. Yes, it is crazy CVD at the moment. So briefly, something that I want to explain is when you have an impulse to the upside, okay, basic Elliott wave theory 1-on-1. Okay, this is where everyone starts learning Elliott wave theory. You can see that you have 5 waves to the upside. That is an impulsive structure. Okay, when you see another wave to the upside, okay, let's just draw another wave over here. When you see this, now you have 7. Okay, 7. And this is 6. Okay, 5, 6, 7. Okay, nothing can end on a 7 because it's corrective. Right? Because this is the end of your impulse. So this is an A, B, C, which means you're going to take the high again because it's not allowed to end on 7. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Then, I mean, it gets a little bit more complex. Then you get, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is an impulsive number. Okay, I know that there are names for these numbers. I can't remember them for the moment, but when you have a 9-wave structure, it could be the end and you can start a bear market. Okay, but it has to be 9 waves. It has to be 5 waves. It has to be 11 waves for an impulsive structure. If it's 3 waves, if it's 7 waves, if it's what's the other one, 10 waves, what, you know, then it's a corrective structure, which means it increases the probabilities that you're going to take the high again. Okay, so let me explain it as such as well. You could have, okay, a double zigzag. Let's explain a double zigzag. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see if this works out. You have a 3-wave corrective structure. Then you have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in the structure you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, which means you're going to take that high again because this is a corrective structure. You have a 5, 3, 5. Okay, guys, I know it gets really, really technical. Okay, But usually the rule of the game, from a simplicity perspective, is that when you see 7 waves to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, it's not an impulse, which means that there's a high chance you're going to claim that high again. Okay, because an impulse is only allowed to end on 5 waves or 6, 7, 8, 9 waves. Okay, double 1, 2. Right, so maybe let's take it back here to the price of Bitcoin. Okay, let's go back here onto the price of Bitcoin. So just from a simplicity perspective, let's focus on 5 or 7. Okay, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waves to the upside, which means there's a high chance you're going to claim this high again. Okay, so if this is the end, let's say this is not the end. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say this is one structure to the upside. This structure is not allowed to have 7 waves. So you could have a 3, okay, and then continuation back to the upside to go and claim this high again. It's the simplest way that I can explain this, and perhaps I need to give it a little bit more thought so I can explain it better maybe in the next live stream. Okay, but I hope it makes sense. This is super interesting. I've never seen this before. Welcome to the stream, Rafe ZA. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay. Stefan 1, always great to see you here. Crypto Princess, welcome to the live stream. Great to see you. Muhid, I am waiting for the daily level at 116. It has confluence with a weekly naked point of control. Does it have confluence with a weekly naked point of control? Let me switch on my daily levels. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Yes. Muhid, I forgot about the weekly level over here. Guys, this is this is strong support. Okay. So if we take this low again, okay, first point of order is this little low. Do you guys see this little low over here? Okay, because it might front run, guys, and it might come and take this area later. It doesn't have to take it right now. So what could happen is you take the low, you get acceptance back above, and you rally. Okay, and then it can come back later and grab that liquidity and then continue to the upside. So it's all about what's going to happen in this move over here. Ideally, what happens is, okay, as Muhit pointed out over here, is maybe it just grabs it now. Okay, but it doesn't have to. If I see strength in this zone, and if price dips below and it gets acceptance back above the low, okay, and that little pivot over there, I'm going to take the long. I'm going to take the long. I want to make money, okay? I can take profits here and get out because it then can come back down, okay? And you form a 3-wave structure. Okay, so, but anyways, regardless of how price is going to get there, this, ladies and gentlemen, weekly naked point of controls, they are very strong. You have a daily and a weekly naked point of control right over there. So good area of support here to the downside. But it's not to say you have to go and grab it right now. It could still take a while. So it either grabs it now or it comes to grab it later. And then we rock and roll to the upside. Okay. Still have a week. We also have another weekly daily level a little bit further down together with this pivot. Oh, I love these pivots for swing failure patterns. I love them. I love them. This is how I got so, I mean, yes, I got stopped out, but yes, it was my risk management amazing with this little bad boy over here. Okay. This little pivot, if I switch on my magnet, damn, this is where I caught the long. Right over here. Okay, I love these pivots. Just switch off the magnet. I entered, stop loss, price moves in your favor, you protect position. Beautiful. Because these pivots, these little pivots that stand out like this, when people play momentum to the upside, okay, depending on where they entered, this is where they put their stop losses. Okay, and when price dips below, it stops them out and it can continue. Okay, so beautiful swing failure pivots, these ones over here. Okay, so legends, what I want to focus on now is the structure quickly. Okay, let's switch off the levels. Let's clean up the chart, the kitchen, as I like to say. Let's go here onto the 1 hour time frame. So Guys, I must be honest. For me, this is not a pretty 5-wave structure. Okay, there's a chance that it is a 5-wave structure, and this is a ABC. Okay, and we get continuation here to the upside. Definitely, that's a chance. There's also a chance that this corrective structure has come to an end over here. So W, X, Y, ABC, however you want to count it, it's a 3-wave corrective structure. Okay, which means that there's a chance that you could form a higher low and continue momentum to the upside. So it's not over. As per the thumbnail that I've also posted, is the bears back? Based on what I see here on the price action. Remember, guys, for those the legit followers out there, once we made this high, okay, and I'm going to say it again, what did I say? While we were ranging over here, we're going to take that high. While we were ranging over here and it got scary and everyone thought, okay, we're going to break out. No, we didn't break out. And then we got down here. I kept on saying we're going to take that high. We're going to take that high. We are going to take that high. And what happened? We took the damn high. Okay. Now, you might be surprised, but I'm telling you guys now, we're going to take this high. And we don't have a lot of price action here just as yet, but based on everything that has happened over here, okay, including this little structure, okay, I think there's still a chance we're going to take this high again before we take the low. Okay, so the bulls are still in control. For now, the bulls are still in control. The bears might have won this little, how does the saying go? You might have won the battle, but you haven't won the war. Okay, I think the bears won the battle, but they did not win the war. There's still a high chance to come and claim this high, because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wave structure. Okay, for me personally, and this is my bias at the moment, this structure counts better as a corrective structure, not as an impulsive structure. But it has the same result. So let me share with you what I'm seeing at the moment. So first thing I want to point out is this one. Okay, so this morning I was debating this structure with myself. I was thinking of, well, what if all of this is a W, okay? All of this is a X up until this point, and we form a small little ABC in a Y wave, okay? Which is now over there. But now, because we got the drop so aggressive to the downside, I'm changing my mind. Because this is why I wanted to play the moves, the waves here to the downside, because I really thought that the C wave was going to extend in time, because there's a little bit of a problem. Okay, if I take a time fib and I measure this wave, this entire structure, if I measure this entire structure and I put it here on X, you can see, okay, there's a gap, guys, there's a gap in time. So if we got a C wave that went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we got over here after the 0.382, I would have said your X wave finished over here. You've got an ABC flat inside of Y, and we continue to the upside. But then we just fell. Okay, so I'm not giving this scenario the highest probability anymore, but I am adjusting it, okay, because you have to adjust your technical analysis based on what the price action gives you in the current moment. So what I'm doing now is simply saying that, okay, well, maybe, just maybe, okay, this is what's going to happen. So let me switch this off and switch on this one. Maybe it's going to form a larger WXY. This X moves over here, okay, can take that ABC out. Right, so X finished on top. I saw Andy also spoke about the scenario inside of his live stream. Basically have formed a W, X, and because X is a flat, it took the high. There's a high chance that your Y should not take the low. And you can count the structure very beautifully as a complex corrective structure here to the upside, which for me makes more sense that this, okay, is an X wave. It's not an impulsive structure. But something that I want to point out here, guys, is that after you've created your X, there's a high chance you're going to create a higher low and continue. If this is an impulsive structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, you're going to create a higher low and continue. So the end result is the same. I'm looking for a higher low. So based on this larger corrective structure that's just going to go choppy, choppy, choppy more sideways, or whether we get a bounce sooner rather than later, I'm still looking for up before taking the low. And this is why I'm saying even after this high, I'm still looking for a corrective structure to take out this high again. Okay, now it has to be said. Okay, so I have to highlight the flat. Always have to highlight the flat. Right, there's a chance that this is this is the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. This is a B flat. It took the high, and we now are only busy with our wave 1. Okay, so maybe we get the bounce, we go down for wave 3. Okay, and there's a chance then that we could still take the low, but it's still bullish. I'm still expecting this high to be claimed even after we claim the low. So in the worst case scenario, this is the most bearish case scenario that I have, which for me carries low probability, but we need to keep it in mind, is that all of this could be a wave 1. We get a relief rally in a 3-wave structure for a 2, and then all hell breaks loose and we fall again like we fell over here, but even more aggressive with more volume kicking in. Okay, you get a 4, you get a 5, you have your levels that you need to keep an eye on. But in this scenario, there's also still a chance that you do not take the low, okay? Because if the C does not take the low, okay, and it bounces here on the 1-to-1 extension, so let's say you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, it makes a higher low and it continues, well, that's what we refer to as a running flat. Okay. But the 1-to-1 extension inside of a ABC 1-to-1 extension for me is always a very important level to watch. Okay, so if things get nasty here to the downside, keep an eye on $113,000. Not my highest probable scenario. I do favor the WXY more, or even the impulsive structure more than the bearish case where we take out the lows again. Okay, it also fits better. I think it fits much better with the diagonal as well. Okay, so if I look at this entire structure here to the upside, let me go and put on my ending diagonal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it can take the load, could still, the scenario could still be valid, but I mean, it's not going to be pretty, okay? So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, you're going to get very close to the invalidation. So ideally, you want this low to be in. You want this to be the 4th wave. You want to form a higher low here somewhere, okay, and get continuation to go and complete your 5th wave. Right, so ideally, you don't want the ABC flat, okay, to take out this low, because it's going to put this structure at risk. Right. Let's go back here onto the 1 hour time frame. Remember to smash up that like button, Legends. Also, if you'd like to join our Legends Pro community, link is down in the description as always. Okay, Legends Pro community. Today was not a great day. Got stopped out twice. It happens, guys. You know, it's part of the game. And I know that the pro members, they protect positions. They are very risk conscious. We just can't get them right all the time. We get them right most of the time. And when we do get a winning trade, we have a nice winning trade, okay, with nice little momentum. But, you know, but when we lose, you want to lose as little as possible. Okay, so today was one of those days where I attempted 3 trades. The one is, I think I got stopped out of this one now. Let's see. No, I'm still in that trade by a hair. Okay, 3 trades today. 1 might get stopped out. 2, I got stopped out already. Okay, but at break even, no loss. Okay, it's part of the game, guys. It's part of the game. Right. So anyways, guys, let's just back here to the comments. Right, if you want to join our Legends Pro community, link down in the description. If you want to trade here on Bluffin with me, if you deposit $25,000, this is for the bigger traders. You get upgraded to VIP status 1 or VIP status 2 if you deposit $50,000. And that gives you extremely low fees when you do play some high leverage trades, whatever trade you want to place, okay? You only qualify for this amazing deal by selecting the link down in the description, signing up only with an email and a password. You can start trading, cost you nothing extra. Okay. Something else I wanted to tease you guys about. You know, here's all the updates that I provided today. Quite a lot of updates. Okay, this is where we were waiting. This is where we were waiting for that fifth wave. Got the SFP beautifully, right? And that's where I entered. Okay, that's where I entered. I said, guys, looking to take profits here by wave 4. Okay, and then all hell broke loose. Thank God for stop losses. Okay, I already when we got the bounce here to the upside, I already protected my position because I had quite an amazing entry. Nonetheless, guys, something is coming. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Something is coming. Okay, something is coming, guys. Something is coming. Very excited, and I will speak a little bit more about it maybe next week, early next week already. If not tomorrow, we'll see. Okay, something is coming. Cooking. Right. Now, let's go through some comments. Let's do this, guys. Okay, but now I'm going to have to move my head. Okay. Subscribe. Smash the like button. It's free. Touch. No KYC required. No additional tariffs. Yes, Mark Dutchy. That is absolutely the truth, okay? It costs you nothing extra just to gently tap that like button for the content and for the alpha over here. 114K is also at 786. Let's check that out. 786 from this low? Is it at the 786 from this low, or is it from the FIB, trend-based FIB extension? Oh, okay, see, it's from this one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, guys, you know, purely from a trend perspective, or from a FIB retracement perspective, from the low to the high, okay? I mean, you have the weekly level over there. Okay, there is strong, guys. There's really strong support over here. Very strong support by the 618. Definitely an area I will be paying attention to. But I can tell you guys now, if this is a bullish structure and this is an ABC corrective structure here to the downside, you don't really want to go lower than the 786. Okay, because if this is a 1, this is a 2, okay, in a flat. What do you get after a 1 and a 2? You get a 3, okay? A massive 3 here to the upside. But you don't really want to go lower than the 786. Okay, but I mean, there's strong support in this zone over here. So I think it's going to be a tough nut to crack this little zone over here. There's a weekly level, a weekly point of control, and there's a daily level there as well. You have the consolidation area that will provide support. I just interestingly want to see where is the value area low of this entire range. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see what is cooking over here. Yeah. You basically want to stay in the range, right? That's basically what it means, is that you now got acceptance back inside the range. Okay, you had a deviation above. So if it does fall to the 786, you want a deviation below, and it needs to get acceptance back above. That will be your first bullish sign, when it gets acceptance back inside the range. Right, let's go through some more comments. Yeah, I'm here, bro. No worries. Jeez, we might get stopped, Dewald. Yes, Stefan, we might get stopped. Okay, so close, so close. What is CVD doing over here? It's guys, it's so mixed here at the moment. I mean, did we claim it on this? Just want to see. Yeah, we claimed it. On here, we claimed it. So on this little price action, or wherever this is pulling its data from, it looks like it claimed the low. Okay, double bottom. But you have this massive bearish CVD. You have some bullish CVD building up on blue and white. That's not convincing. I would like to see a proper claim, like get below, get acceptance back above. Okay. Yeah, right. So, just want to see if there's not something else that I am missing. Okay. Spoken about that. That's the long I'm currently still in. Okay, this is most probably the structure that's still forming here to the downside. Oh, yes, guys, from a simplicity perspective, okay, if you don't know what to do, you're unsure about how to play swing failure patterns, well, you have to wait for the break of the trend. So, you know, from a simplicity perspective, guys, and this is something that's coming out soon, okay, like I highlighted over here, okay, this is something that's coming out soon. From a simplicity perspective, if you don't know what to do over here, you just sit on your hands and you wait for your alarm to go off. Okay, so let it do whatever it needs to do over here. Okay, and then when your alarm goes off, that's where you pay attention. That's where you pay attention. Okay. Right, so keep an eye on the trend. Do not forget the trend. Okay, so if it wants to fall, let it fall. If it wants to bounce, okay, let it bounce, because there's another opportunity. And we as a community have actually taken very successful D-line strategy trades during the last couple of days. Okay, there's been many. Just want to go and see. I know that there's been many. Okay, this was all today, I think. This was last night. Yeah. D-line strategy, perfecto, played out yesterday. This was yesterday. Played out to perfection. We actually went higher than the profit-taking area. Okay. That's when it was about to play out. But you guys can see the D-line strategy is amazing, right? It's really amazing. So keep an eye on the trend. Let's go through some more comments. Anchored VWAP. Oh, someone asked me about the anchored VWAP. I know Andy loves to use the anchored VWAP, and it's usually a great tool to use from a pivot high or a pivot low. Okay, it's not a tool that I specifically use, but an anchored VWAP is typically a tool that you will use from a pivot high or a pivot low. So now that we've had this nice little pump here to the upside, you will take your anchored VWAP from the lowest point and you will just snap it on. And that will usually, okay, when you have nice momentum to the upside, it will provide support, which it is. You can see it's providing support there at the moment. Also provided support over there. So you could now potentially snap it onto this high. There's not a lot of price action, so you still need it to develop a little bit further. But now typically what will happen here on the smaller time frames is that you snap your anchored VWAP onto the pivot, and as price develops over here and the line starts moving, that will then offer resistance. Okay, it's not a tool that I particularly use, but I do see that Andy uses it very successfully from another layer of confluence. Okay, it's just another layer of confluence. Okay, Dewald, what do you think? Is it okay now to long link, or better wait for a bigger pullback? Oh, you guys are still interested in altcoins. Smash the like, legends. Yes. Swept the low on weeks. Okay, yes, but now we swept it here on Binance as well. I can see. Okay, we swept the lows here on Binance, and it's getting a reaction, but I'm not seeing strength, guys. I'm still not seeing strength at the moment. Okay, I mean, if you want to attempt with good risk management, you are trading above the low. It's not convincing for me, because the Bybit bros are still not stopped out. Maybe their stop losses is a little bit low. What I would like to see, this do that. It needs to fall. Okay, price needs to fall, and this needs to curl over and start falling. That tells me that they are being stopped out. They've given up. They haven't given up yet. Maybe they're still adding to positions over here. Okay, hoping for the bounce, but I want to see a drop. So I'm not convinced just as yet. Okay, no, I'm not convinced, guys. Sorry, I'm not convinced just as yet. It's not convincing. I just want to see something here. Let's do this. Let's just reverse this to the downside. I just want to see if these levels are being respected. Yeah, I'm not convinced, guys. I don't see a sign of strength just as yet. Okay, I want this yellow line to fall. It needs to fall. Okay, I think it's still gonna chop, or it needs to fall. I'm not gonna. Well, I'm stopped out of my trade, which I don't mind. And but yeah, I'm not convinced just as yet. The Bybit bros are still longing like crazy peanuts over here, so I'm not convinced. What you could do, okay, this is maybe a better way. This is maybe better. Okay, so what you could do, maybe a better way to get into this trade, is you wait for the break of this trend, or you wait for the break. If you want to be really aggressive, you wait for the break of this trend. So if it wants to fall, let it fall. This one is a little bit aggressive. Okay, this one is a little bit aggressive. Okay, so maybe it falls, it breaks, it has a fake out, whatever the case might be. I do like this trend more. Okay, if it breaks this trend, then I'm going to say, okay, there's a good chance it's going to hit this trend and break out as well. You have a better entry, you can protect position. Okay, but it is getting an SFP here from the lows. If you want to, I mean, guys, you know, this is really good risk management if you want to attempt a long over here. I'm particularly not convinced about the bounce just as yet, but from a risk management perspective, I mean, look at this. Okay, look at how tiny your stop loss is. So, I mean, if you want to risk peanuts over here, where on earth? Okay, I mean, you guys can see you're targeting the highs if you want to scalp this. Okay, I mean, you have a stop loss that's 0.06% away. Okay, I don't know why people get scared to enter trades. I mean, if you have such a tiny stop loss, why not give it a go? Right, you did claim the lows. Okay, it has a chance. I'm not convinced yet. Okay, I would like yellow to turn around, but if I miss the trade, it is what it is. I have another way to get into this trade. Right. Bybit fitting for long right now, fighting for long right now. Yes, and I think, you know, this is what's a little bit concerning to me, is that there's too many people longing over here. Retail. There's retail longing here at the moment. I don't like to long with retail. I want to long against retail. I want this to fall. Then I'm going to be like, oh, they tired. They've given up. And when they've given up, that's where I long. I want them to give up, because I think they're still adding and adding. And at some point, they're going to say, shit, I can't add anymore. And they're out. And then this turns around. Right. So let's see how this plays out. But I mean, I have to say the risk management is I mean, it's worth a shot, right? Definitely worth a shot from a risk management perspective. Okay, Dewald, AR is falling like a rock off a cliff. No, man, why is AR falling like a rock off the cliff? I was having a look at Atom here today as well. Let's go and check at, what is happening with AR? Just want to see. No, man. What do you mean it's falling off a cliff? Okay, what time frame? Are you in the 1 second time frame? Okay, are you on the 1 second time frame? What are you doing there in the 1 second time frame? Okay, this is what I'm looking at, guys. You know, sometimes it's better just to stick here onto the higher time frames, right? This is what I am looking at. I want AR to hold this zone. Okay, stop below the low. I'm still in the swing trade that I highlighted to the pro community. I'm still looking for this high to be claimed. Okay, call me batshit crazy. I don't care. Okay, that little fall, no, man. I think that's most probably just to stop out the early longs. Okay, I mean, yes, if you zoom into the structure and let's see, okay. Yeah, I mean, what could happen here is you have an impulse to the upside. You formed a lower high over here compared to that high. So this could be a worst case scenario. Okay, this is your B, and now it's going down for a C, but you want this low to be protected, and then you have a 3-wave corrective structure and you get continuation to the upside. Alternatively, okay, this is the low. Okay, ABC, this is the low, and this is 1 2 3 4 5. Right, so I think AR still has a chance, man, here on the higher time frame. So yes, it does look like it's falling here off a cliff. 11% drop here to the downside. But for now, the structure is still intact. Love hearing the psychology side of trading. I don't want to get stopped, Dewald. Yes, I already got stopped on my Bitcoin trade here today. Okay. Is it getting the bounce? Yeah, it's getting the bounce. Getting the bounce. Nice little scalp, guys. I mean, these ranges are really great scalping ranges. Okay. Usually when you form these little consolidation areas, okay, that little high and this little high, okay, if you attempt a long over here, great profit taking areas, because what it can do is it comes and eats up the highs, it rejects by the trend, okay, but it's a nice little scalp. Right, I think Link can go lower. Let's go and have a look at Link. Link down 6.21% today. Yeah, I think the one thing I was looking here at Link actually last night is I looked at this structure here to the upside. This little local structure. Okay, I'll zoom into the bigger structure now, but I was looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was like, whoa, what if this is the end? Okay, and now this structure needs to correct itself. Okay, ABC or ABC, okay, maybe it dances around, maybe it finds support inside of this order block, maybe it but basically you're looking for a higher low, you're looking for a 1, 2 and 3 continuation to the upside. So yes, there's a chance that Link can still correct a little bit longer. I just want to see from a timing perspective, doesn't make sense. So let's do this. Take our time fib from the low to the high. Yeah, it's not time yet, guys. So if, okay, this is a if, guys, if this is a 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you want the correction to finish after the 0.382. So maybe it's still going to dance around here a little bit more, okay, and then it's going to find upwards momentum. So yes, I do think maybe there's a nice little trend that's going to form over here and you can play the breakout. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if this is a 5-wave structure, it's not time. It's not time yet. And surprisingly, I was looking at this yesterday, but from a bigger time frame perspective, if I zoom out a little bit, just to show you guys, I'm still looking for up, okay? Because yes, can Link get a correction? Of course, okay? But you have, potentially, here on Link, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave structure that still needs to play out. Inside of your third wave, you now need a 1, 2, 3, okay, and inside 3 over here, guess what? You need another 5-wave structure. This can now be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm not scared of this pullback. Not scared of this pullback at all. This is actually an opportunity that's building up over here. So if you've been waiting to get into a Link trade, wait for this. Okay, you need to be patient, guys. Patience rewards. Look at what happened here. Nice little impulse. Oh, I missed it. It's gone. It's never coming back. Why did I not play the breakout? Okay, look at this beautiful 3-wave corrective structure, break of trend. Nice little momentum here to the upside. Now you have to wait again. Okay, you wait for this. There's another opportunity. Okay, and then you just keep on playing the momentum to the upside. Right, so I'm not scared of this dip, guys. Not scared of the dip at all. The structures are still intact. Okay. Right, I can tell you, you're leaking desperation. Should I add RVI? Oh, Earth Yo, I know that you've asked me in the comments as well. I haven't had a chance to go and check it out. Let's see. Let's open up a new tab over here. Yeah, guys, I've been having issues with my trading view for some reason the whole day. I'm not sure if you guys are experiencing delays as well. I have rebooted my PC. I have cleared the caches wherever I could, but it's still giving me issues. So it's definitely not a PC issue. Okay, What is that? USD, is it this one? Let me just open up a couple of them. I'm not familiar with this token at all. Okay, down 16% today. Yeah, I mean, bump and dump. It is making higher lows. It did claim this low, so I can't count this structure. But there's, I mean, I just want to check on the daily what it looks like. Yeah, there's not much to analyze here. Let me just see if there's not a chart that has more data. Okay, I'm just going to keep it simple here. Earth, yo. Okay, I'm just going to keep it simple. I mean, you can see this is the floor over here, right? You have the floor. If I can just click this box properly over here, you have a floor, okay? Every time it looks like it comes down here to the floor, it finds upwards momentum. Just wanted to see if I have the right one, okay? So this potentially is a great buying zone, okay? So you could be patient and wait for price to dip again, and maybe you're going to get another little bounce to the upside. Okay, it's just not, it's not a pretty structure to analyze, I must say. I mean, if you want to go all in, okay, you're going to have to do it on fundamentals, because from a technical perspective there's not much to say. Okay, there's a floor and price comes into the floor, you buy a little bit. Okay, what I do like, okay, and I don't want to spend too much time on this altcoin because I can see not a lot of people are interested in this altcoin, is that when you take a fib from the low to the high, it is maintaining higher lows, which is great. So this could be a nice little impulse. This is a 3-wave corrective structure, and this could now be the first leg for momentum to the upside, but it needs to form a higher low. Okay. Right, so that is quick and dirty. So is this a great DCA zone? Yes, from a spot perspective. I mean, but the drawdowns are still very hard here to the downside. If I have to take a ruler, I mean, to the lows over there is 28%. Okay, if you can stomach a 28% drawdown, be my guest. Okay, yeah. Right, let's get back here onto the price of Bitcoin. Oh, it's breaking trend. No, not yet. Not yet. Let's go into the 5-minute. Did close a body above. What is the Bybit bros doing over here? They're still longing. They haven't given up. They are diehards. These Bybit bros are diehards, and they might just get what they want. For a while, they might just get what they want. Okay, and boom, it claims the lows again. So this is why, guys, and this is why it's so important to know where to take profits. Because they might get what they want. They get the upwards momentum, they get greedy, they do not take profits, and they get stopped out. Okay, you are clever. You're going to say, well, I'm going to give this a go, but I'm going to TP1, TP2 myself out of this position. I'm done, right? And then you're basically eating up all their money. Okay. But yeah, I'm not too convinced. Like I said, guys, I'm not too convinced about this little shaky, whatever is happening over here. But Bybit bros ruined the party. Andy, yes. I mean, it doesn't look great, Andy, right? I mean, look at this. It's absolutely insane. It's not really convincing to get in here. I mean, I'm acknowledging the SFP, the mini SFP that's happening here, but I'm not convinced. But I did tell the legends, I mean, the stop loss is so tiny. Why not risk a couple of peanuts over here, okay? You're targeting the high over there. You're targeting the high over there. Bybit bros, if you don't take profits, okay, you guys, if you don't take profits there, well, we are. Okay, we are going to take profits there, and we are going to take profits there, right? So don't get greedy, because this is going to happen, right? Yeah, let's see, guys. Not convinced about this small little SFP over here. Okay. Can we check a few more alts for the time? Fib, do we see a common day for a bounce? LTC or Doge, please, Dewald. Yo, risk a kebab or maybe eat 3 in the week. Yes. I mean, Annie, this is what I told him as well. I mean, we got the SFP. It's such a tiny little SFP. It's not really convincing. Okay, let me just take this out the way. But I mean, look at the risk management is absolutely insane, right? 0.06%. It's nothing. Okay, it's nothing, guys. It's nothing. You risk a couple of peanuts, get stopped out. I mean, right. If you're 100xing your portfolio over here, then you have a reason to sweat, but that's your own fault. Okay, that's your own fault. You have a reason to sweat if you're risking your entire portfolio over here at 100x leverage. Okay. That's your doing. It's not my doing. I always preach good risk management here on the channel. Okay, please don't go crazy, guys. Okay, there's always another trade around the corner. You can be patient. I think the best trade from a confirmation perspective is wait for the move. Well, this is particularly what I'm going to wait for. Okay, let me close this. Whatever happens over here, okay, you could say, I don't care. Wait for the movement to the upside. If it's a 5-wave structure, okay, guess what's going to happen? It's going to retrace itself, and that becomes an opportunity to get in. Okay, if it's a 3-wave structure and it starts falling down and it eats up this low, okay, there's a good chance it's going to go down. So, this is why they say you have to be patient in trading. Wait for the structure to form so that you can take a trading decision. Okay, or you can play the swing failure patterns, but I must say, guys, it's for experienced traders, because I do see people risk way too much money when they play swing failure patterns. They don't put in their stop losses thinking it's going to bounce. They keep on adding to positions. So I know there's a lot of experienced traders here. But from a risk management perspective, why not? Okay, I mean, this is definitely a why not scenario for me over here. It's 0.06% stop loss. Why not? Give it a shot. Okay, if you get stopped out, oh well, if it runs to the upside, you had your risk management in place, and that is what matters. Amazing analysis, Dewald. What a master. Simon Jones, absolute pleasure, man. I hope, Simon, I've explained your 7 waves versus 5 waves as best as I can. I will find a way to explain it better. I know, Andy, you also spoke about the 5 waves versus 7 waves and why there's still a high chance in taking out this high, because if this is a corrective structure to the upside, okay, WXY, you have your ABC, okay, WXY, yes, and so if this is a WXY, okay, well, basically the end of a corrective structure, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which increases the probabilities that whatever happens over here, you are eventually going to take out that high again, right? And yes, you could definitely come and claim the lows. Not a high probability, but there's a chance that you could still claim the hose, but you're still looking for the high at the end of the day. And higher, guys, and higher. I think this contracting diagonal here on the 8-hour time frame, for me, has the highest probability at the moment. Okay, this little leading diagonal or ending diagonal, okay, still for me has the highest probability. Because also here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What happened? You took it. Okay, and a 7-wave structure is a corrective structure. In a leading diagonal or an ending diagonal, you have to have corrective structures inside of each wave. It's not allowed to have 5-wave structures if it's an ending diagonal. So this is a 3-wave, this is a 3-wave, this is a 3-wave. Guess what? Another 3-wave, maybe another 3-wave here to the upside to go and complete 5. But it's this retracement that's going to be the big question mark. Okay. Obviously, the retracement needs to finish after the 3rd of October. Based on where I have the 5th wave, it needs to be in, and we'll be able to do a more accurate pull. And it needs to form a higher low. Because if it forms a nice higher low, maybe it eats up this low over here. That would be a nice little bouncing opportunity, okay? Then there's a chance the bull market continues. But if this is an ending diagonal, okay, which also, by the way, has to have 3-wave structures inside of each leg, if you take this low, then I'm afraid we might be looking at a bear market. It's not going to look good for the bulls, okay? Really not look good for the bulls. So it would be nice to get this 3-wave up, okay? Maybe the 5th wave ends over here. You get, guys, remember, you can even come to the 786. It can get really nasty here to the downside and still be bullish, okay? I just don't know where this is ending yet at the moment, but you can go low, as low as $87,000, okay? It can get nasty. It can, oh my God, we're in a bear market. You can just imagine all the thumbnails again. Bear market, no more alt season. Okay, whatever the case might be. And then, bang, yeah, to the upside. But you don't want to lose the 786, okay? It's usually a nice little second wave target over here. Then you form a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. You can get nice explosive here to the upside. But it's again, it's going to depend on the structure. Once we make this high, okay, this is going to give me the clue whether I should be looking for longs or whether I should be selling. Because if this is going to start falling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it makes a 3-wave up, bearish CVD, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that's where I want to start selling. That's where I want to start selling. But if it chops here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you know, grinds to the side, 3-wave corrective overlapping structures, okay, maybe that's the time to buy, to add. So gonna be very important. But I do have the invalidation, which I wouldn't mind to tap to the upside as well. If price moves up here and taps the invalidation to the upside, because we all know about this little invalidation, $137,000. Well, then we're looking at something else, guys. Then higher we go. Okay, higher we go. If we tap this invalidation, no more contracting diagonal, because your 5th wave is not allowed to be longer than your 3rd wave. Right, remember to smash up that like button. This 5th wave could be too quick at the moment. Yes, I do think it needs a little bit more of sideways momentum. I agree, Andy. I think, you know, it could. So, I mean, if we had to play out that WXY, let's look at the structure. Sorry, guys, I know it looks a little bit messy, but let's say, okay, we're going to do the WXY. So we have a W, this is the X, and maybe we form a triangle, okay, in your Y wave, or you form the flat, or, you know, that's basically the two options, okay, without taking this low, okay. All I will do is just, I will do that. Still a contracting, you have not hit the invalidation, okay, and then you go up for your 5th wave here to the upside. Right, and then you here by 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th of September, and we all know historically, okay, I'm not sure if I should show you guys, but historically, I know for a fact, where is that chart? Go here onto the weekly time frame. Let's do log scale. Let's do this, okay? I know for a fact every single September has been bearish during every single bull market. Okay, I'm not going to go into the details. Maybe I'll map it out and discuss that during the next live stream. But every single December, historically, when we are inside of the pre or the post halving, has been bearish. So maybe, you know, we chop here, we make one more high. Okay, this moves there, this moves there. Okay, maybe that happens. And then December or September, okay, we get the correction. And remember, your minimum target is the 3rd of October. So perhaps this is going to be September. September is going to be a very boring corrective month. And then in October, that's going to be interesting. Okay, that's going to be very, very, very interesting in October. What's going to happen in October? Because I can tell you guys now that there's going to be a lot of people that's going to call for the end of the bull market when we hit this number 5 over here. And then when we start falling over here, there's going to be people talking about a bear market, bear market, bear market. Okay, so I do expect, based on history, not because I feel like it, based on history, every single post-halving bull market had a bearish September. Every single one. So maybe this is going to be our September. But I still want to see one more high. I want to see one more high. Okay, we claimed it, not properly. Okay, I want to see it claimed properly. Bybit still not giving up. XRP to 500. Woo! $500. Yo, okay. Yeah, I mean, the market cap, oh my word. The market cap has to absolutely... I haven't actually checked XRP. I know Andy has highlighted the XRP trade. It's still not invalidated. I must say, it's still not invalidated. It's not over until it's over, but it's starting to look a bit... Okay. I mean, Andy, did you see this? You most probably did, because you looked at XRP. I mean, look at that. Right, 7-8, you want this level to hold, okay? You really want this level to hold, because if there's any chance, it doesn't look pretty, but let's entertain the structure. If there's any chance of a 1-2, 1-2, this needs to be it. This little 1-2, it looks a bit wonky, okay? It doesn't look pretty because of how large the corrective structure is and how large this 1-2 is compared to this 1-2. But I have seen them play out, especially on altcoins. Okay, I have seen it, but the structure needs to hold. You do not want to take this low. 1-2, 1-2. That's it. I mean, if you start tapping the 0.88, you increase the probabilities of taking that low. Okay, so this could be an A, B, C. This is a 3-wave structure for now. This is a 3-wave structure. This is what you want to see. Okay, so there's a chance, dare I say that there's a chance to move a little bit higher, to come and eat up these highs over here. Yeah, it does look probable. Okay, just checking that trend broke out. You want to hold the 786 here, guys. Okay, because I just want to see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you need to hold this low. Okay, you need to hold this low. If you're not going to hold this low, it's most probably okay. Then you're looking maybe at a W. Okay, X. Just want to see how high it retraced. Didn't tap the 7 fib, so there's a chance that you could eat up this low. Okay, there's a chance you could eat up this low. WX ABC ABC ABC. You could form a double zigzag over here or larger ABC, but there's a chance you can eat up this low. This is the level that needs to hold for XRP. Okay, I would say if XRP has a chance of claiming that high, it needs to hold and not claim this low. Okay, because this could be an end of a corrective structure. This could be the end of the corrective structure. And if it's not going to hold over here, then you're looking at a 3-wave down, a 3-wave up, a 3-wave down. Okay, maybe 3-wave up, 3-wave down takes the low, and you're looking at a larger consolidation area for XRP. Right, that's basically what I wanted. Can you check Doge? Just jumping in, can you take a look at Doge? Yes, let's have a look. For the legends, let's have a look at Doge. And remember, guys, all of these altcoins and Bitcoin can be traded with the links, okay, with the exchanges down in the description, where you qualify for the best sign-up bonuses, lowest trading fees. On Bluffin, they've got an amazing deal running at the moment. You qualify for VIP status 1 by depositing $25,000. $50,000 gets your VIP status 2, and you get an amazing discount on your trading fees. Okay, also got still BTCC up to $10,000 up for grabs, sign up bonus, 20% deposit, cashback, weeks. You guys know the deal, 25% discount on your trading fees, and just by signing up, you qualify for VIP status 1. Okay, so now let's go and look at Doge. Mr. Doge. Well, my trade played out here on Doge. I was looking for a little scalp trade here just to take the highs. Okay, this is a trade that I highlighted. Can't remember where in the Legends Pro community, and I said, guys, I'm just looking to take the highs over here. Beautiful trade played out to perfection. Beautiful trade. Okay, and I mean this was a monster trade here to the upside. Okay, 22%. Anyways, now. Yeah, I mean, this is, guys, I'm not really too worried about an entry at the moment because, I mean, you guys can see this is where my entry is on Bluffin, and this is where my entry is on Bybit, on BTCC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. There's a chance it should not take this low. Okay, this could be the end of your corrective structure. You broke trend, you retested it, you broke trend, you had this little bullish pennant, you broke out. This could be your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and this is now the start of your corrective structure. So, guys, this could still continue a little bit more sideways. Okay, so if this is on Doge, your 5-wave structure here to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. From a timing perspective, just keep it simple. From the low to the high, you want your corrective structure to finish at least after the 0.382. Okay, this can't be a 1, 2, 1, 2. Because, I mean, and then what is this? What is this? Okay, 1, 2, it took the low. It's invalidated. Okay, unless this is a 1, 2, 1, ABC, and then it rock and rolls, your second 1, 2, much larger than your first 1, 2, doesn't make any sense. Okay, so to keep it simple on Mr. Doge over here, okay, wait for your retracement to finish at least after the 0.382, which is on the 18th of August. Or you wait for this. Okay, so let price chop. Let it chop. There's going to be a trend that's going to form over there, and you can play the breakout to the upside. There's no reason for me here to jump into a long. It doesn't fit any of my trading strategies unless you play swing failure from the low. Okay. Right. Hi, Dewald. Can you check 88? Benjamin, sorry, my man. I have unfortunately run out of time. I was planning to do a 30-minute live stream. It's been almost an hour and a half already. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Have yourselves an amazing trading day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Until the next one, just for now.